Canada was always a land of opportunity, and it was our resources that were the lifeblood of that opportunity. First Nations were trading copper from the Great Lakes across the Northeast long before European settlers found themselves in Canada. When they did, the fur trade extended the continent as French and English traded with First Nations and Métis. The trade took them from the Atlantic to the Pacific, where people came from around the world to strike it rich during the gold rush. The Chinese would call this Gumsan, the gold mountain, and the liquid gold would soon flow as the Leduc oil discovery created lasting prosperity.
In the little town of Leduc, Alberta, Imperial Leduc number 1 struck oil.
That was unreal when that gusher came on.
Resources are what made this country.
And as the oil flowed out, the money flowed in.
It made the country, really, once we had our own oil and everything.
And they ought to make us the richest nation on earth. Yet Canada's GDP per capita has grown a measly 0.5% over the last 10 years. It has been the lost Liberal decade of Trudeau-Carney. Why is that? Because the keep-it-in-the-ground Liberals like Mark Carney and Stephen Guilbeault have kept projects that would have unleashed potential entangled in regulations that block them from getting built. For example, it now takes 17 years to get a mine approved through the thicket of permits, approvals, and regulatory processes. The average time to complete a mine is nearly 25% longer in Canada than in Australia and 40% longer than in the United States. The difference? Australia and the US work with rather than against those who build major projects. Is it any surprise, therefore, that the Australian GDP per capita grew 16 times faster than Canada's and America's grew 40 times faster than Canada's? Not at all. We need to rediscover what we know from our history. You can't block your way to prosperity. That's why I'm announcing my one and done plan to clear the red tape and get projects built, creating jobs and paychecks for Canadians. It's simple. 1, my Conservative government will set up a one-stop shop so businesses can contact one bureau that will deal with all the bureaucracies from all levels of government. That will make sure that businesses no longer have to go to multiple agencies at different levels of government. They will have one point of contact. 2, we will have one environmental review for one project. Instead of having multiple reviews that duplicate each other and achieve no extra ecological benefit, we will ensure that all of those reviews are collapsed into a single, effective review that we partner with other levels of government to agree upon. 3, 1 year wait time maximum, but the goal will be 6 months. That will ensure that when businesses have a full and completed application with all the necessary information, they do not wait longer than 1 year, and my goal will be to get that down to 6 months as well. So, let's recap. One and done means that there is one-stop shop to deal with. There is one environmental review for a single project, and there is a 1 year maximum waiting time, not 17 years. One and done. It's time to get government out of the way, to grant permission to our resource companies to build things, move things, dig things, and fix things. This will unleash powerful paychecks for our welders, pipe fitters, carpenters, and countless other invaluable trades. It will generate the necessary critical minerals that will enrich our country, pour extra revenues into government coffers in order to fund schools, roads, and hospitals, and it will allow us to become more independent, self-reliant, standing on our own 2 feet and standing up to the Americans. Finally, it will help us restore the Canadian promise that anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, that hard work gets you a great life, in a beautiful house, on a safe street, protected by brave soldiers under our proud flag. Canada first, let's bring it home.